Now, I think, as I said, I have received some queries. Quickly, I'll just go through that. So, of the total CTC, what should be the minimum percentage of basic salary? I think some of someone from the audience, they have raised this. I think they already sent the mail. And I would say again, I think we discussed on this. See, from CTC again, it includes monthly gross. Please ascertain monthly gross, and out of the monthly gross, it should work out to 50%. Right? That would be ideal. So please do that. And understanding the Indian income tax slabs, can we have some tax saving components as a part of the salary structure, especially for the higher bracket staff? I don't have much idea, honestly, on the tax. Please do consult your tax consultants. But still, yes, we have old regime and new regime now, but it is an option available for the individuals. So with respect to old regime, if they opt for old regime, yes, then section 80C that is available. There are, I think, multiple payments which would qualify for tax exemption under 80C. And apart from that, HRA is already there, and uniform allowance also, yes, you have some tax exemption for that. And children's education allowance, yes, you have some tax exemption. These are all certain components which will qualify for income tax exemption. But again, I would suggest, please do consult your tax consultants to get clear idea. And part of monthly salary paid under commission excluded. Yes, see, if we are making a payment as commission and it is part of wages, definitely this will qualify for exemption. Only thing is, ensure that it is truly commission. It should not just remain as a nomenclature, right? Only in name it is commission, otherwise it is equivalent to basic, means then it is part of wages, right? So that alone you ensure. Otherwise, yes, commission will qualify for exemption. It will not be treated as part of wages as per the new definition. And the fourth point is on, in case the employer fixes more than 50% of gross salary in the inclusion portion, basic plus DA plus retaining allowance, shall we take the 50% as inclusive portion? Example is, basic is 20,000, HRA is 40,000, and gross comes to 24,000. So instead of 20,000, can we consider mere 12%, that is 50%, that is 12,000 as wages? No. See, the point is, in this example, 24,000, the wage portion works out to 20,000, which is almost 83%. So this 20,000 is to be treated as wages. The point is, the wage portion shall not be below 50%, which means it should be at least 50%. Simply because they said that it should be at least 50%, you cannot restrict it to 50% when the actual wage portion goes beyond that. It is not possible. So in this example, entire 20,000 is to be considered as wages, which means it works out to 83%, which is fine, right? You cannot, in this example, you cannot consider wage as 12,000 because 12,000 happens to be 50% of 24,000. No, that is not the idea, right? 1/2% mentioned as monthly gross salary or CTC, inclusive of monthly and annual payment. Okay, so is it on the monthly gross or CTC? I would suggest it is monthly salary only, but there is a room for different interpretation also, as we discussed, because they can include class A, which is about bonus, right, and class C, which is about contribution towards PF. I think that may not work properly. Maybe in this next slide, I have that example. I'll explain that. Before that, I'll complete the last point also here. As earlier, washing allowance excluded from the ESI wages. Whether washing allowances are excluded from ESI in the present wage code also. Yes, see, once the wage code comes into operations, definitely washing allowance will continue to be excluded from the definition of the term wages for the purpose of, again, ESI. The point here is, it is not the mere nomenclature washing allowance which qualifies it for exclusion. This is paid because, as I said, it falls under the class defraying of the special expenditure entailed on that person given his nature of employment. right? So just don't go by the nature, go by the nomenclature, right? So it is not just washing allowance. You can even call it as attire allowance. You can even call it as uniform allowance. Whatever name you want to, you can give, right? But it should be for that purpose. If it falls under that clause, that is defraying clause, then that will automatically qualify for exemption. So this will, yes, will continue to qualify for exemption even after the implementation of the labor codes.